I hope you can hear me well. So let me share. Okay. I hope you can see my screen.
Mr. Cisara, we can't hear you properly. It's not clear.
Yes, Cesar is breaking your voice.
Sorry about that. I just dropped. Can you hear me loud and clear? Are you there?
Yes, Cesar, now okay.
Now it's okay, right? Sorry, I just dropped. Sorry about that. So let me share the screen. Right. So let me start again. So we were at the collaborative learning topic. So under this first session that we have discussed the collaborative learning and versus peer learning, the difference in between these two terms, and the peer group learning process and the importance of peer group learning. And also we did some interactive group activity. So today also we have different kind of activities are there to be done, right? Okay, so this is the beginning of session 2. So before I proceed, so this is the outcome of this peer group learning process. So so it is a formalized, so when it comes to formalized peer learning, right, so it can help students to learn effectively. That's the major outcome that we expect so out of this peer group learning process, right? Okay, so as I said you earlier, today you have more interactive activities to do. So this is the first activity, and it's about a puzzle, right? So you would say IQ word puzzle, right? So the puzzle is this. So I have a picture for you all, right? So there are some hidden words, right? So keep that in mind. There are some hidden words in that puzzle. You need to find those hidden words as a group, right? Okay. So I request you not to directly copy from the internet. So I think the most of the things are there in the internet, but it's better if you can collaboratively participate for this activity as a group and discuss among your peer members and try to find the answers, right? Okay, so the puzzle is this, right? So as you can see, there are 10 would say wordings. There are 10 wordings. There is an example also. So in the example, so let me clarify it first. So it says 24H in a D. So this each capitalized word means each capitalized word has a hidden meaning. Say, for example, H means hours and D means day. So likewise, you need to find all these capitalized words in each sentence, right? Okay. So I'll help you with one thing, right? Say, for example, if you take another example like number 3, 7D of the W means 7 days of the week. So likewise, you need to find the rest of it. Okay, you can simply take a snapshot out of that. And so if you cannot, so let me share the web link for this activity. So it is also available in your LMS, right? So under this URL, so you can easily have a look on that. So if you have already logged into the LMS, okay, right. So time allocated for this activity is 10 minutes. Now you have already came across that time management module, so that you can you need to manage your time for this activity. So within 10 minutes, you need to find all these 10 words. Okay. I think there are 181 members. So we can we have 18 groups? So the time allocated for this activity is 10 minutes.
Okay,
Okay,
sure.
so I need, yeah, okay. Thank you very much, side the staff. So we can allocate them for the breakout rooms.
students in the main session, why can't you go to the breakout room? Since even though I have assigned, but you didn't go. At least you can try from here, your activity.
Well, I think yeah, back to the main session. Right. I hope all of you have joined up now. Right. So how was the activity? So was it fun? Isn't it? Yes, someone has posted some answer. Yes, good. Right. So most of the groups collaboratively participate for this activity. That's a good thing, right? That I have noticed. Okay. So we'll start with the first one, right? So what is the answer for the first one? 90D in an array. What would that mean? Can any of you answer that? Yes, 90 degrees in a right angle, right? 90 degrees in a right angle. Second one, what is the answer? 26? Just letters of the alphabet, right? Check whether you have written it correctly or you have identified it correctly. So I help you with the third one, 7 days of the week. What is the fourth one? 7W of the W. What is that? 7 wonders of the world. Yes, exactly correct. And the fifth one is 12 signs of the zodiac, right? 12 signs of the zodiac, not seconds, right? It's signs. කියන්නේ අර ලග්න 12ක් කියන්නේ නේද? රාශි චක්‍රයේ තියෙන ලග්න 12 ගැන කියන්නේ. Sixth one is 52 cards in a card pack. Am I correct? Yes. Seventh one. What is the seventh one? Nobody speaks. 11 players in a cricket team. Exactly. Right. Eighth one.
5 fingers in a hand.
5 fingers in a hand. Yes. Ninth one.
206 bones in a body.
Yes. 206 bones in the body, not 206 balls in a bag. Someone was saying that. So I hear someone was saying that. That's not correct, right? 206 bones in a body. Right. The last one.
29 days in a February in leap year.
Yes, 29 days in February in a leap year. Right. I hope you have got all correct. Excellent, right? Okay. Yes, you are correct. Leap year. Leap year means in Sinhala we call it as Adhika Avurudda. Okay, right. So with that, we are moving to our second content. Right? Okay. So I'll quickly go through this part. Okay, so these are the answers for the interactive activity that I have discussed just now. And with that, we are moving to the second part. So this part is dedicated for knowledge sharing and knowledge management. Actually, this is a subtopic of the peer group learning, where so you can see the general knowledge management cycle under that. So as you can see in this figure, there are 7 properties of the knowledge management cycle, where you can acquire the knowledge and then apply for a particular study, right? Then you need to assess your knowledge, right? Then thereafter you need to create new knowledge, fill the knowledge gap by replacing or extending the existing resources, right? And you need to identify what are the values of that particular knowledge that you have created earlier, and at the same time you need to refine it, right? Accumulate and identify the knowledge, and finally you need to disseminate the knowledge, right? That means knowledge sharing, right? So actually in your LMS, so let me show it to you. So I think you are belong to group 1, right? So under the group 1, and also so this is also available under the group 2 as well, batch 2, right? So under your LMS, there is a separate tab called collaborative learning. So once you go in there, so you will find different approaches, or different approaches and knowledge sharing methods mentioned here. I'm not going to talk about all these things because we have a limited time to discuss all these things and to do some interactive activities, right? So please go through these contents as well, right? Okay. Here, right. So with that, we are moving to your final activity. So this takes some time, right? So this will be your last activity. Sorry about that. So am I sharing the screen? Yes. Okay. Right. Okay. So this will be your last activity, right? So under this module. So we have a peer group activity. So the activity is this, right? So under this activity, you need to do a case study, right? So our topic is this: addressing the human-elephant conflict in Sri Lanka. Do you know what is that? Do you know what that is? Oh, okay. You know about the elephants, right? Elephants. Okay, elephants in Sri Lanka. So this is the background. Face an increasingly conflictual relationship with the humans when competing for space and resources, right? As you already know, the elephant habitats are shrinking daily due to various human and man-made activities, right? So the human-elephant conflict has become a controversial topic nowadays, right? So your task is this, right? The Young Conservationist Society of Colombo comprises of full-time academics, qualified naturalists, and animal behavior experts, and general corporate volunteers. So they have done a study, so with regard to this human-elephant conflict, and they have proposed some solutions to mitigate this human-elephant conflict. Okay. Right. So they have also considered the impact in wildlife, the economic development, rural development, tourism, security, sustainability, and above all these factors for this cost. And so they have presented their concerns and statistics in relation to this human-elephant conflict. So these statistics are relevant to the year 2019, right? So keep that in mind. So here, so I have given you some concerns and statistics. Actually, these all the case study, all including all these details are also available in your LMS. So under the peer learning group learning collaborative group activity, so that you can download it from there also. Right. So these are the given concerns, right? While the elephant population in Sri Lanka is more than 6K, that means 6,000, right? The actual amount is 6,872. Right. Elephant deaths in Sri Lanka in 2019 is 361. Human deaths in Sri Lanka due to elephants, 96. That's also a considerable amount. And there were 18,720 reported damages for crops and other elephants. So elephants, right? Okay, and 70% of the land mass is co-shared by humans and elephants. Only 12% of the land mass in Sri Lanka is dedicated for wildlife sanctuary. Okay, so those are the given statistics, right? So what you in this activity, what you have to do is, so based on these statistics and other information that you can find on this subject matter, so you need to develop a mind map, right? Detailing out the solution for this problem. What is our problem here? How to mitigate the human-elephant conflict. Did you get that? So I think under the note making or in a different module, so I cannot exactly remember what is that. I think you have came across the mind map thing. So if you haven't, so let me explain it at the end of the session, right? So under your mind map, you need to focus on following areas, right? Ensure you cover areas such as key stakeholders. You can further categorize them into primary and secondary key stakeholders, and the key industries impact due to this human-elephant conflict, and ecosystem concerns, impact on humans, impact on wildlife, causes for this conflict, right? And what sort of solutions or what sort of measures can be taken to reduce this conflict. So you need to discuss these things as a group, right? And finally, you need to produce a mind map. So mind map is something like this. So since you have already finished this time management module, right? So this is a mind map, which is in relation to the time management, right? So on the mind map actually means it's a creative combination of all the facts, right? Here you can see some creativeness, right? So under that, you can find everything related to time management, right? Like you can say work-life balance, key issues. Likewise, you need to produce a mind map. So based on the given data, yeah. Okay. Right. Now what you have to do is you need to discuss among your peer members with regard to the causes for this conflict and what sort of measures can be taken to reduce this conflict. And also you need to identify the other given areas like key stakeholders, key industries, impact and ecosystem concerns, and so on, right? So do you get it? Right. Since we have another, yes, 30 minutes left, right? So can be 25 minutes actually, right? So within 25 minutes, can you do this activity? So you need to discuss among peers, right? About the possible causes and the measures to reduce the human-elephant conflict. Okay. Right. So I need the support from the site staff to make them into the breakout rooms, to create breakout rooms and allocate them into the groups. So shall we, yes, quickly do that? So I will give yes, 30 minutes time.
30 minutes.
I would say yes, we'll give 25 minutes, right?
25, okay.
Okay, right. So keep that in mind, guys. You need to discuss actively. So within your group, right? And finally, you need to produce a mind map, right? And there is a separate folder for you to upload that mind map. So in your LMS, so I'll make it enable today. Right, okay. Okay, now you can go ahead with that activity.
Students in the main session, main room, can you please go to your room when you get the invitation?
Between people and elephants, and how do we prevent that?
Kaswan brother, here is a lecture. If we can ask him, sir,
Yes, student, what is the problem?
teacher, I Tamil,
Yes.
teacher, நான் இந்த கவரேஜ் ப்ராப்ளத்தால கொஞ்ச நேரத்துக்கு முதல்ல கட் ஆகிட்டு இப்பதான் திரும்ப லாகின் ஆகிருந்தேன். என்னத்தை பத்தி பேசணும்னு கொஞ்சம் சொல்ல இயலுமா?
Okay, it's like this. In your main session, your lecturer has explained that there are conflicts between human and elephants, right? We all know that. So there are some in news and the reports he has shown that but the deaths and the problems they face, they both face. So here what you have to do is you have to do the mind mapping, like how you can solve this problem, or what are the solution you can give to reduce this elephant human conflict, right? அதாவது வந்து யானைக்கும் மனிதர்களுக்கும் இடையில ஏற்படுற இந்த பிரச்சனையை குறைக்கிறதுக்காக என்னென்ன முடிவுகள், அதாவது வந்து சொல்யூஷன்ஸ் வந்து தீர்வுகள் வந்து நீங்க கொடுக்கக்கூடியதாக இருக்கும். இந்த மைண்ட் மேப்பிங் நீங்க ஏற்கனவே செய்திருப்பீங்க, அவர் இப்ப மெயின் செஷன்லயும் உங்களுக்கு காட்டினார். அது மாதிரி நீங்க எல்லாரும் சேர்ந்து செய்துட்டு நீங்க வந்து மெயின் ரூமுக்கு போன பிறகு ப்ரெசென்ட் பண்ண வேணும். ஸோ யூ ஹாவ் டு டிஸ்கஸ் வித் your group and you have to bring up a solution. That's all.
மிஸ் நாங்க LMSல அப்லோட் பண்ணணுமா அப்படியா?
Yes.
Kasun bro, please tell your opinions about conflict between elephant and humans.
Students, please join the breakout rooms when you get the invitation. Don't stay here. Students, Faizan, Kajita, Upadasan, Darshika, and Viraj, do you all have any issues in joining breakout rooms? Because I am keep on sending you to the breakout room, but you are not accepting the invitation. You can't be stay here. students. Some of you are still here. I don't know why you all are here. Viraj Bandara, do you have any issue in joining the breakout room? Darshika Kanaratinam, Ubadasan Kirtika. Viraj Bandara, I am allocating you to the 6th room. Please accept the invitation and go.
Nilani sis.
Yes.
நீங்க தானே ஆல்ரெடி இருந்து
Yeah.
இந்த புதுசு ஆக்கள் வந்திருக்கேன் நான் வேற குரூப் மாதிரி பேசணுமோ இந்த
Thambi, excuse me. This is a main session. I think you can speak in English very well.
Students, why did you all come here? Have you finished your activities from your breakout rooms?
No, miss, mistake. Can you add us repeat?
Yeah, who is this? Muhammad Musharraf? In which room you were in?
Muhammad Musharraf and Nilani Ganesalingam. We are group 10. We are mistakenly came back.
And Razim Muhammad Rajas, in which room you were in?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I am Milani Ganesalingam. I am in group 10 breakout room.
You were in breakout room 10?
Yeah, ma'am, please can join this. Sorry, ma'am.
I'll send you.
Thank you. Excuse me, ma'am. Thank you.
And other students, you have to be in your room till the activity finishes.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. I think still others are joining. Right. Okay, what sort of facts have you found? So with regard to this conflictual or this controversial topic. Yes, nobody speaks, but giving answers in the chat. Why is that? Yes. So during that activity, I have joined two different groups, and so it's good to see you all discussing among the peers, right? Okay. So what sort of causes or the conflictual situations that you have found, and what sort of measures are you proposing to reduce the conflict? Yes, someone is saying that yes, more details are there, right? Emergent situation. Yes, deforestation. Yes, that's a good answer. What else? So what are the possible causes for this conflict? Yes.
Food shortage.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Food shortage.
Yes, that could be a problem. And actually it has become a problem, right? Yes, shortage of foods. So the elephants moving to the nearby villages in search of foods, right? Build the awareness community, that's a good idea, right? Environment, temperature changes, yes, indeed. Rural people facing elephants, yes. For the trees in the elephant forest areas, yes, exactly, like berry cultivation or the lemongrass. Yes. Okay. So during the session, I hear that some people are not aware about this mind map thing, but some are at the same time, some are aware of making a mind map. So mind map is producing your overall ideas in a nutshell, right? So here, so in order to create a mind map, so you need to provide all the information creatively, right? So like in here, as you can see in the time management module, right? So there are many concerns like clarity, monitoring, communication, key issues for these time management. So everything is there in a nutshell, right? So likewise, like this diagram, you need to produce a mind map. Okay, right? So that's the simplest way of expressing what mind map is. Okay, so what are the other possible causes that you have found? Destruction of habitats, exactly correct. Yes, yes. So we can say encroachment of lands. Encroachment, right? So let me, since we have running out of time, let me share my mind map that I have created for this situation. So can you see my screen? Are you there? Can you see the screen? Yes, mind map. Yes, okay. So here, so in the middle, you need to address what is the problem, the human-elephant conflict, right? So in the mind map, there may be different branches, right? Like as I mentioned in here, the key stakeholders are the ecosystem concerns, possible causes, measures to reduce conflict and impact on humans, impact on wildlife, and possible solutions, right? Say, for example, we can give solutions as per recommendations and as well as with new innovations, like, right? So we'll see first who are the key stakeholders. Right. So the key stakeholders can be divided into two groups, like primary or the governmental organization bodies and non-governmental organization bodies, right? And so under that you have International Elephant Funds, Young Conservationist Society, Ceylon Wildlife Agency. So under the governmental organizations, you can say the Department of Wildlife Conservation and so on, right? So these are the ecosystem concerns. So you can propose habitat enrichment and monoculture tree plantations. And so these are the possible causes. Deforestation, like you said, the large scale infrastructure development. Someone has said that buildings right? Making new buildings and other infrastructure in sanctuaries, right? Encroachments into the elephant habitats, houses built on elephant corridors, and shifting cultivation. So likewise, you can propose many causes as well as solutions, right? So this is what you call a mind map, right? So you need to include all these details in a mind map. So sorry, I have dropped ultimately. Can you all hear me? Right. So I was
Yes, sir. Now only okay.
talking about the mind map thing, and so there is a separate tab in your LMS to upload your answer, right? So you can do it. It's better if you can do it as a collaborative or a group activity, or else you can upload it as a individual activity. Doesn't matter, but you need to upload a mind map. So at the end. Yes, can you all hear me? Right. Okay, sorry about that. So with that, we are going to wind up today's session. So that's the end of your collaborative learning module. So do you have any questions? So if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask, or else we can wind up the session. Yes.